the Russian Revolution of 1905. In 1904, over 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike, demanding better working conditions and wages. Led by Father Gapon, they marched to the Winter Palace, the home of Tsar Nicholas II. The Tsar ordered the dreaded Cossacks to attack the people. Over 100 were killed and many wounded. This incident, referred to as Bloody Sunday, sparked off the Russian Revolution of 1905. So, what led to the revolt by the people? Russia was in those days an autocracy ruled by Tsar Nicholas II. He ruled a vast territory that included current-day countries such as Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, parts of Poland, Ukraine, and Belarus. Both St. Petersburg and Moscow were prominent industrial areas of that time. Most of the industries were privately owned by industrialists. So, although the government had rules regarding minimum wages and limited work hours, in many factories and workshops, these rules were broken. This led to dissatisfaction amongst the workers across Russia. Peasants, too, were unhappy. Comprising more than 85% of the population, they earned their living from agriculture. However, they owned very little land. Majority of the land was owned by the nobility, the Tsar, and the Orthodox Church. And so peasants pooled their land regularly and divided it based on the needs of individual families. As you can see, both peasants and workers were unhappy across Russia. This saw the advent of two prominent political parties: the Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party, or RSDWP, and the Socialist Revolutionary Party. The RSDWP followed Marx's ideas and aimed to provide support to workers. It consisted of two groups: Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, and Mensheviks, led by Julius Martov. The Bolsheviks believed in discipline and controlling the quality of the party members, whereas the Mensheviks believed that the party needed to be open to all. While the RSDWP backed the workers, the Socialist Revolutionary Party, on the other hand, believed that peasants would be the driving force behind the revolution. Both these parties, however, agreed that things needed to change. And to do this, they needed to first topple the autocratic rule by the Tsar. And so finally, in 1904, on Bloody Sunday, a large group of workers and peasants marched to the Winter Palace to demand change. Following this, strikes took place all over Russia. Everyone demanded a constituent assembly. The Tsar finally relented and agreed to the creation of the parliament, or the Duma. Fearing a reduction in his parts, he dismissed the first Duma and the second one as well. Finally, in the third Duma, he succeeded in filling it up with conservatives and keeping out the liberals and the radicals. Tsar Nicholas thought that this was the end of the revolution, but larger revolutions were yet to come. You learnt that Russia was ruled by Tsar Nicholas II. Both peasants and workers were unhappy with the situation. Parties such as the Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party and the Socialist Revolutionary Party were formed to help them. The RSDWP consisted of two groups: the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, and Mensheviks, led by Julius Martov. In 1905, the Russians revolted, and that the Tsar finally relented and created the Duma.